Welcome to another episode of, I almost said redesigning your relationships.
And did you say that last time?
No,
Okay.
no. It's what is happening with your life right
What
now.
is happening?
Oh my God, I went backwards. But that season was great. But no, it's what is happening with your life right now. And I'm one of your hosts, Ivana Burgess-White, with my co-host.
And I'm the other one, Yvette Valdenegro.
So we're on episode 260. Just wanted to throw that out there. Congratulations.
That's a lot.
I know. Season 6, if you're just watching for the first time. We had our glow up this year. We're in podcast studio. 201 Loft House is our home away from home. And we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics today.
The 5-5-5 method.
And for those of you guys watching for the first time, this podcast is literally exactly like our book. What is happening with my life right now? We're all asking that. That's what we hear all the time. But it's just about seasons of life, talking about like last episode capacity. We also talk about self, relationship with self, time, money. But today we wanted to talk about 555, which is 15 minutes of your day. And you know, I don't like math, but when I did the math on this, it's only 1% of our day. So when we teach the 555 method, it's literally telling people, are you worth 1% of your day? And most women don't give themselves that.
How about this? Everyone listening right now, just ask yourself, am I worth 1% of my day? That's a yes or no. And I can almost hear it right now. Of course. Yes. Now we're going to share and then we're going to ask again. Yeah. Are you worth? Because that's when all the things come in as to why all of a sudden you're not worth when you just said yes, 1%.
Yes. And so when we go talk and we teach this and we do our workshops and we speak to all these amazing women in all the industries, it's mind-blowing to me that people cannot give themselves 15 minutes a day. So what we did is we broke it down to 5, 5, and 5. So think 24 hours in a day. Obviously, we're sleeping for some of it. Hopefully, you're sleeping for 8 of it, because 8 hours is recommended for women. 8 to 9 is the new 6 to 7. And I just want to bring up that the 555 is only 15 minutes of your 24 hours. So I say that and everyone's like, oh my God, but it's important. So what we've done is we simplified it. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes midday, and 5 minutes at night. And we wanted to do this baby episode because we talk about it, we teach it, we have really beautiful social media posts about it, we give examples, but women are still not doing it.
Yeah, they're not.
No, I know they're not.
And it's very, like you said, 1% of the day.
Yep.
So should we break down each, like the morning?
I want to break down and I want to do simple, what does that mean for someone who's never even done that? And then we're also going to play you don't understand the season of life and then I am, and an example of like why.
Okay, so let's start in the morning.
Yes.
First, I want to say we understand. Everybody has different routines. Everybody has different responsibilities. The thought of someone actually being able to get out of their bed and not have a toddler or a person actually right there wanting something immediately, or they're actually waking you up, we understand that. So when we say in the morning, that could be when you first get to work. That could be after you drop the kids off, that you somewhere in your morning section, you have 5 minutes to yourself to regroup your thoughts, to think about your day, to set your intentions, to be grateful, to begin in a way that maybe you hadn't before, because you just start and by the time the day ends, you go, where did my day even go? I didn't even get to think for myself at all.
Yes. Simple. Very simple. Now, again, there's going to be women who this is foreign to them and they're like, I've never done that. There's going to be people like, oh no, I already do 5 minutes, or I can take 5 minutes, but I don't know what to do. And then there's going to be the women who are like, oh yeah, I love 5 minutes. I'm going to do way more. So again, anytime in the morning, and it's for you. It can be breathing. It can be meditating. It can be journaling. It can be reading. It can just be pausing. Okay, I gave you 5 examples of that. And then there can be other things, but I think those 5 things are the most important. And I hear the moms are like, oh, you don't get it. I have toddlers. I'm a stay-at-home mom. You're also, by doing this and allowing yourself to have these 5 minutes in the morning, you're also giving them 5 minutes in the morning to do something that they're going to make a routine. So if it's during breakfast, that you can just step away. I'm not saying leave. Or if it's maybe after breakfast, they're drawing, or they're starting to figure out what they love and brings them joy. So those 5 minutes get carved out for you. And if you are not a morning person and you're like, Gio, I just need those extra 5 minutes to sleep. Okay, then maybe it's the first 5 minutes when you get in your car or when you get to the office, before you pick up the phone, before you get on the, you get on the computer. Just carve out 5 minutes. Okay. Midday. Pause. Let me pause. Okay. Midday.
Okay. Again, you could be at work, you could be at home, you may be in the gym. This is again 5 minutes that you take for you. I think of this as almost like the regroup,
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say reset, but I love that you
okay,
said regroup.
reset, regroup, recalibrate.
Mhm.
I've had part of my day. This is how it's going. Okay, let me just take 5 minutes to think again. What am I doing? Where am I going? Am I setting my goals? Am I reaching my goals? Am I having the attitude I want? Am I walking in gratitude? All the things that maybe I'm wanting to do and be, but I'm so busy throughout the rest of the day, I just kind of forget what course am I on, and may get me kind of back in to where I'm going.
Yeah.
I have actually had times where I just, because my office is in my primary, I just lay on the bed. I just go in and I flop on the bed and I just kind of breathe for like 5 minutes. And it's actually I don't go to sleep. There's no way
We
I'm going to
are
sleep.
doing the same
Are you
thing.
serious?
I
Because
think
it's
it's the
just,
same, the first time ever that we do something the same.
it's just like I don't know. It just feels good.
Yes.
And you know who else does this? I'm so proud of her. Kathy Smith.
Kathy Smith. Shout out.
Shout out Kathy Smith.
She does it in the car rider lane.
But while she's, again, practical, you're in the car waiting for the kids. And I know Kathy, I'm sure she gets there hella early to make sure she's
probably
in
the
and
first
out.
one in line.
Yeah. She lays and she just has 5 minutes to herself
Yeah.
to regroup because she's picking up her grandkids.
Yeah.
Before she turns into her grandma mode.
Mhm.
And sets the tone of, okay, now this is what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. Because imagine she's a business owner. She's probably run around, done 5 million things beforehand. Boom, mindset, recalibration. Okay, grandma mode. And she's ready and rested and ready to go for her grandkids.
She's resetting for that next I guess second part of the day, because she's turned off as businesswoman and she's going to grow. I actually have been doing that too, because it's not enough time for me to go walk. And, I'm not a fan. I'm trying to do more walking, but I've been doing that, getting on the bed for 5 minutes and just being quiet, which has been great. But I've also been watering my plants because I'm gardening now. I don't know what happened with me, but it's fun because then I go outside. It makes me go outside.
Get fresh air.
Spend time with my dog, which he loves when I go out. So he looks up at me. He's like, "What are you doing out here?" And then I love watering the plants. It's just simple and easy. And sometimes it turns into 10 minutes. And then I'm like, look, I gave myself more time.
And you know what's crazy is people think my day is so stressful, just keeps going. The only way to stop the stress is to put a pause in it and do everything, like just say what you just said. Let's say something happened, and I don't mean stress like you're freaking out, but more like, okay, that took a lot emotionally, physically, or whatever out of me. Now I'm going to take the 5 minutes to refresh myself, gather my thoughts. Then you're ready to go again. And you took the stress away. Like you decompressed and was like, okay, breathe again, on to the next thing.
Yes. And if you're in an office, this still works because you should have a plant in your office, which would be really nice. And you can also water it, but you can just turn your computer off. You can turn the lights off. You can also just put I have tons of playlists or tons of I love water sounds. So sometimes I just put a water sound on, but even light sound that helps. So if you're in an office, obviously 5 minutes is not going to let you go take a walk, but what can you do in the setting that you're in for 5 minutes? And if, again, toddlers, this is normally when nap time, right? So it's like maybe you're taking 10 minutes, not doing laundry, not picking up the kitchen, to just sit down and do nothing. We're making this practical. We're not telling you to go make a list and start doing all the things and start reading the book and doing the podcast. But if you want to, you can do that too. But this is literally just shutting off for 5 minutes. And then my favorite 5.
At night.
The nighttime 5.
Okay, I actually was going to say before we jump into night, because in my head, I could just hear all of the excuses we've heard before.
People always tell us.
Especially people that are at work in corporate America. So if you get your 30 minutes, because that depends on your company culture, and hopefully you're not really paying attention to that. But let's say you get 30 minutes. Well, you can take 5 minutes in your 30 minutes to finish eating and then just pause and be like, okay.
Yeah.
And before I get back into work. Or if you're in the environment and you think to yourself, you guys have no idea, my boss would never let me take 5 minutes to myself during the day. I can guarantee you your boss is going to let you take 5 minutes a day. If you can prove to them that without taking the 5 minutes a day, you're not as proactive.
No,
I mean,
or
productive. That
Productive
you're
or
like,
productive.
I get sluggish. I don't have the energy. My brain is foggy and I'm all over the place. Versus if you just give me the 5 minutes to regroup and just kind of breathe again, I am so much more valuable to you
Yeah.
as an employee for the next 3.5 hours that I'm going to be working.
Yeah. And if that's still not, then we need to talk. You need to be in a different company. But that's another
That's another
podcast.
podcast.
But yes, I agree. So the last 5, they're all important. Again, it's only 1% of your day, but I think the last 5 for all of the women listening that are like, oh, I cannot go to sleep because the minute I hit the pillow, I'm like the to-do list and all the things I didn't do and the things I do. This is my favorite 5 because I have literally done everything in my bedroom. And Chris got me the Govee light for Christmas. Yes, it was for Christmas. That thing has been so magical. Again, something about light. And I have it set up and like the sheets are all cotton and we have our amazing YJC cotton pajamas and I have a room mist. Like I spend obviously way more than 5 minutes now, but it started with that because we remember back then we were like, okay, whatever. It's like so magical because I go to sleep, I fall asleep. I'm not wearing a night mask anymore because I'm not sensitive to the other lights. Like it's so crazy how for the last 20 years, I slept with a night mask because I couldn't see the light under the door. And now I have a Govee light that helps me go to sleep. So I have created the last 5 minutes to also thank myself for everything I've done for myself. I give myself grace. I don't even think about all the things I didn't do anymore because there's nothing I can do about it when I go to bed other than it's going to stress me out. So whatever those 5 minutes look like, it could just be, I really been intentional with not having my phone. Like all those little things that like when you go to bed, then you don't really go to bed. So what are you doing for you the last 5 minutes before you hit the pillow? I think that's extremely important. And again, if you have toddlers, it still works if you take the time to do it because hopefully you have somebody helping you in the household. And if you don't, we've been there. Again, you're teaching your kids these skills. Everything we're teaching you, we wish we would have known when we were children, not even teenagers. Because then you take it into your teenage years, you take it to the college years, which are extremely, extremely stressful. And then your young adult life where you're just going, going, going. So that's kind of like my 5 minutes, but there's other, you can also,
I was going to say,
you're
you don't
meditating.
have to do, I wear a night mask because
Yes.
I don't have the light. And it's not because I see all the little things. I learned that I got a deeper sleep with it being pitch black.
You have a bougie night mask though.
Well,
super bougie. And it's like got pillows in it.
it has little pillows
Yes.
and it's really soft.
Yes.
But I realized, wow, I really actually get the full amount of sleep. The only thing I don't like about it is because now I've been getting up at 5:45, but if for some reason I sleep in like on the weekends, the minute you take it off, it's like the bright light
Yeah.
hits you faster.
Yeah.
I wish there was a gradual way for the mask to like light up somehow. Like, yeah, like the curtains and the mask, just a little bit slower. But it's different. Okay, so Geo has all the things. I definitely have nice sheets. I love my pajamas. I don't sleep in the YGC ones. Sorry. I sleep in these other like really comfy, soft. And I put my house down to 70 degrees.
Yes.
Has to be super
Yeah.
cold, very dark. But I like to unwind in a different way.
Mhm.
So I'm either watching a show and I keep up with it because for some reason my brain watching something starts to forget everything. Reading has been a new thing for me, which I really like because that really does, again, I'm reading the story now and then it's slowing down my brain. Whether I watch the story, read the story, it's bringing down my brain. So, because my brain, I feel like just goes 24/7. But then I go straight into what I call my personal meditation. I just put on my headphones. I have a whole series of things that I listen to. I now have my favorites. I don't think anybody wants to know how much meditation goes into this brain. But while I am sleeping, I am sending myself positive, amazing affirmations.
You do lots of minutes.
I do lots of minutes and
Lots of
I
minutes.
absolutely love it. And sometimes when I wake up and I turn over and I still hear the lady's voice, say something really like, you are bringing the light. It's like I go, oh, I am bringing the light.
Yes.
Light roller. But it's just like these positive things that go in. By the way, I feel like I'm not necessarily an audible learner all the time. If someone were to teach me something, I could hear it, but then I'd say, I'm going to really learn this. Show me with my hands. So I almost feel like I'm taking the very thing that's hardest for me to learn, which is audible, and I'm turning it into something that's actually feeding me.
Yeah.
So I've taken a
Yeah.
weakness and made it into
Well, but it's also because you're shutting that off
I'm shutting
versus during the day that just can be like sensory overload.
Well, although in the morning though, I have 2 vocal affirmations that it's me recorded that I listen to in my car. So I have the surround sound of me saying affirmations to myself. And actually it's almost like a prayer, whether you want to say it's an affirmation or a prayer or like I'm asking the universe, like, these are the things that I believe are already happening or they're already happening. Like I'm speaking it as it's happening, but I'm listening to myself say it.
We went off on a tangent, but I love it.
We did. But
But
the point is everyone has their own different thing.
This is what 5 minutes leads up to later on. We start with 5. But then we're like all about ourselves.
I have to say, the first time first of all, for Yvette to sit for 5 minutes was hard enough. I remember the first time I even tried meditating or listening to something. I was listening, but my subconscious was, this is stupid. This is boring. This is annoying. I cannot do this. What is this doing for me? And slowly I just pressed through and made myself do it all the time. And now I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
Where I know the difference, or when I go to bed, it's like my body goes, you are going to do that, right? It's a non-negotiable now. Yeah. Whereas before, if I was like, oh my God, this is pitiful.
I mean, and again, everything I just said was, we start our day with us and we end our day with us.
We started slowly.
Very slowly. And again, that's the goal. Like we've been in all the seasons, and I can pretty much say the last 2 years we've been very consistent with our routines and what we do. But if you go back to the last episode where we talked about capacity and the action plan to get really the results or where you want to be, again, what are you doing for yourself? Because all of this, it started with 5, 5, and 5, which is only 1% of your day, then turns into 10. And then now we're like 2 hours in the morning. Like we don't work before 10. That's very so often because we know that we have to feed ourselves and replenish ourselves before we can jump on a call or go see a client at 10. And then you really don't want to see us after 4 because we just, again, everything we do, all the things. And then after 4, it's our other part of our lives. And then at the end of the day, we end with us. And every so often there are times where I'm like, that list comes in or the things that I didn't do. And then I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why would I want to go backwards when I know I'm getting my 9 hours of sleep? I'm sleeping 9 to 6 with no alarm. See, that's where you get. And it's just so great because I'm like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing that list is doing for me other than not allowing me to sleep, more stress, more anxiety, so that when you wake up in the morning, guess what you're thinking about?
Oh, I was just going to say, even the going to bed, you did that way faster than I did as far as like consistently going to sleep at a certain hour. But now that I do it, I laugh at myself because I'm like, it is way past my bedtime. I don't want to be here. I need to go home because I think to myself, I don't want to get up tomorrow morning and not have my time because this is fun and you guys are all amazing. But my time is important because my time is going to get me where I want to go.
But but look how long it took us to get there.
It took a long time to get
and
there.
Now we go, oh my God, if I'm not in bed by 9, I'm like, even my kids are like, oh no, it's past your bedtime. I'm like, yes, it is. My son won't call me after 9. Okay, well, I feel like we definitely went off on a tangent, but I like that we did. But also, we mentioned 3 things. We need to write all this down. We need to get our PJ people to sponsor us because we have been using them for the past 5 years. We said Amazon on the last one, and there was something else. I'll go back and re-listen to this video.
Okay, but you said we mentioned 3 things.
Yeah, I can't remember the other one. That we were like, they should be sponsoring us.
Pajamas, okay.
The pajamas, Amazon, and something else. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Our book is available on Amazon. It's also available in store. We should totally say that. Guys, we had a little glow up over the last weekend, and we are now available in a boutique in Fulshire, Tiffany's Tiny Flower Shop and Boutique. Even though she's not a sponsor, she has ours in our shop. She also merchandises right by the readers, which I thought was hilarious. She's like the great merchandiser. And so I told her, I was like, this is great because she has a lot of moms that go shop there. It's Mother's Day weekend. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. So everything we talk about on the podcast, between the 555 method, we talked about capacity last episode. We've talked about caregiving season. We've talked about pre and post empty nesting. We've talked about changing careers, entrepreneurship. But really, this is an easy read for you to where to start. Like you said, chapters are only like 15 minutes or less. It's not really supposed to be meant to be read like all at once. And then it's something that you can always go back to because it's really going to help you with the relationship with yourself.
And if you're not a reader and you say to yourself, I would like to do something for 5 minutes in the morning, or break up one chapter, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 at night. This is the perfect, because there is a read along, and I am stressing read along with the book that you
Yes.
can listen to both of us who graciously narrate the book, so you can hear us telling and sharing.
Yes, we share, we cry, we snort, we laugh, all the things. But yes, there's a read along for my audio people and visual people, because some people do like to watch. Like you said, you like watch your show. So this could be right before you go to bed.
Yep.
You can watch us read along to you. So thank you for celebrating 260 episodes with us, and
Wow.
we'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye.